Stoic tips for handling breakups and heartache. Breakups are tough. They hit hard, make you question everything, and leave you feeling lost. But what if there was a way to handle them with strength, wisdom, and grace? Stoicism offers timeless insights that can help you not just survive a breakup, but come out stronger on the other side. Ever felt that crushing weight in your chest after a breakup? The kind that makes it hard to breathe, hard to think? It's like your world has collapsed. But here's a thought. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This quote from Marcus Aurelius is a gateway into how Stoicism teaches us to handle adversity, including breakups. The Stoics knew that pain was inevitable, but suffering was optional. They believed in turning challenges into opportunities for growth. So, what can we learn from them when it comes to heartbreak? First, let's address the pain. Yes, it's real, it's deep, and it feels like it will last forever. But here's the thing. Stoicism teaches us that pain, like all things, is temporary. Just as joy comes and goes, so too does heartache. The key is to embrace this impermanence. Stoicism isn't about denying feelings. It's about understanding that they're part of the human experience, and they will pass. When you're in the thick of heartache, it's easy to feel like you've lost control. But Stoicism reminds us that the only thing we truly control is ourselves. Our thoughts, our actions, our reactions. You couldn't control that the relationship ended, but you can control how you respond to that ending. You can choose to dwell on the pain, or you can choose to learn from it. One of the most powerful Stoic ideas is the concept of amor fati, love of fate. This means embracing everything that happens to you, good or bad, as necessary. A breakup, painful as it is part of your path. It's something you can grow from, something that can shape you into a stronger, wiser person. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" a Stoic would ask, "What can I learn from this?" Now let's talk about detachment. Stoicism teaches that we should not attach our happiness to things or people outside of ourselves. This doesn't mean you shouldn't love deeply or care about others. It simply means that your inner peace should not depend on external factors. A breakup can feel devastating because we've attached so much of our happiness to the other person. But if you can learn to detach and realize that your peace comes from within, you'll find that the breakup doesn't have to shatter your world. Reframing your thoughts is another key Stoic tool. Instead of seeing the breakup as a personal failure or the end of happiness, try to see it as an opportunity for growth. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. A breakup is not the end. It's a new beginning, a chance to rediscover yourself, to build new habits, and to focus on what truly matters in life. Stoicism also teaches us about the impermanence of everything, including relationships. Nothing lasts forever, and that's not a bad thing. Relationships, like everything else in life, are transient. They come, they go, and they teach us lessons along the way. Instead of clinging to what's gone, a Stoic learns to appreciate the time they had and then let it go. It's about finding gratitude even in the pain, for the experience, for the memories, and for the growth it brought. It's also important to focus on what you can control. You can't control the actions of your ex, or even the fact that the relationship ended, but you can control how you move forward. You can choose to invest in yourself, to heal, to grow, and to become better. Every breakup is a chance to refocus on yourself and your own path. A powerful Stoic practice is memento mori, which means remembering that you will die. This might sound morbid, but it's actually a tool for appreciating life. When you meditate on the fact that life is short, it helps you put things into perspective. Yes, this breakup hurts, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a small part of your life. Use this time to appreciate what you had and to prepare for the next chapter, with gratitude and clarity. One thing that might surprise you is that Stoicism isn't all about being tough and unemotional. It also teaches self-compassion. Breakups often bring feelings of guilt, shame, or self-blame, but beating yourself up isn't the Stoic way. Instead, practice self-compassion. Acknowledge that you are human, that you make mistakes, and that it's okay to feel hurt. Treat yourself with kindness, and remember that healing takes time. Building a Stoic routine can also help you move forward. Daily practices like journaling, meditation, and self-reflection can help you stay grounded and focused on your personal growth. Make it a habit to check in with yourself, to reflect on your thoughts and actions, and to continually work on becoming the best version of yourself. Stoicism also reminds us that life is inherently unpredictable, and breakups often serve as a reminder of this fact. Even when we plan and hope for the best, relationships can end unexpectedly. The Stoics teach us to be prepared for life's uncertainties by practicing what's known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This involves mentally preparing yourself for potential challenges, like the loss of a relationship. This practice doesn't mean you dwell on negative possibilities, but rather that you cultivate resilience by acknowledging that things might not always go as planned. This mindset helps you stay grounded, even when faced with emotional upheaval. The truth is, breakups can feel like a failure. You may wonder what you did wrong, what you could have done differently, or why things turned out the way they did. But Stoicism offers an important perspective. Failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every breakup is a chance to build mental resilience, to strengthen your emotional muscles, and to grow. Instead of seeing a breakup as a failure, you can choose to see it as a necessary part of your journey. Let's talk about the art of moving on. Moving on doesn't mean forgetting or pretending the relationship didn't matter. Instead, it means integrating the lessons from that relationship into your life, and then allowing yourself to open up to new experiences. The Stoic approach to moving on is rooted in self-reflection and growth. Take time to reflect on the relationship. What did it teach you about yourself? How did it help you grow? By focusing on the lessons rather than the loss, you'll find it easier to let go of the past and embrace the future. Another important concept in Stoicism is the idea of focusing on virtues. Virtue, for the Stoics, is the highest good, and it's what you should strive for in all areas of life, including relationships. A breakup is an opportunity to reflect on your own virtues. Are you living according to your values? Are you being the best version of yourself? Use this time to cultivate virtues like patience, courage, and wisdom. Breakups often reveal areas where we can improve, and Stoicism encourages us to use this self-awareness to grow. In the aftermath of a breakup, it's easy to fall into the trap of overthinking. You may find yourself obsessing over what went wrong, replaying conversations in your head and second-guessing your actions. Stoicism offers a solution to this, focusing on the present moment. The Stoics believed that much of our suffering comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. By focusing on the present, you can free yourself from the mental spiral that often accompanies breakups. Practicing mindfulness and staying grounded in the now will help you heal more quickly. One of the most comforting aspects of Stoicism is its emphasis on community and shared humanity. While Stoicism teaches self-reliance, it also reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Breakups can feel isolating, but it's important to remember that countless others have gone through similar pain. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of all people, and they encouraged compassion for oneself and others. Reach out to friends, family, or a supportive community during this time. Sharing your experiences and seeking comfort in others can be an important part of the healing process. Now, let's dive deeper into the concept of apatheia, or the Stoic idea of equanimity. This doesn't mean becoming emotionally numb or indifferent, but rather maintaining a state of inner calm regardless of external circumstances. After a breakup, it's easy to let your emotions take over, leading to feelings of despair, anger, or bitterness. But the Stoics believed that by cultivating apatheia, you can remain calm and centered, even in the face of emotional turmoil. This state of inner tranquility allows you to navigate heartache with grace, without being overwhelmed by negative emotions. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of forgiveness, both of ourselves and others. Breakups often bring up feelings of resentment or regret, but holding on to these emotions only prolongs suffering. The Stoics believed that forgiveness is essential for inner peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This means that instead of harboring resentment toward your ex or blaming yourself for what happened, you can choose to forgive. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning hurtful behavior, but it does mean releasing the emotional burden it places on you. By forgiving, you free yourself from the chains of the past and allow yourself to move forward with a lighter heart. Another key Stoic principle to apply after a breakup is eudaimonia, often translated as human flourishing or living in accordance with nature. For the Stoics, true happiness comes not from external circumstances, but from living a life of virtue and wisdom. After a breakup, it's easy to feel like your happiness has been taken away, but Stoicism teaches us that happiness is something we cultivate within ourselves. By focusing on living a virtuous life, developing your character, and pursuing personal growth, you can find joy and fulfillment even in the face of heartache. Your happiness is not dependent on any relationship. It's something you carry within you. It's also important to consider the role of self-awareness in the healing process. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on self-examination and introspection. After a breakup, take time to reflect on your own behaviors, thoughts, and emotions. What patterns do you notice in your relationships? How can you grow and improve? This process of self-awareness is not about blaming yourself for the breakup, but about gaining insight into how you can become a better version of yourself. Use this time to cultivate a deeper understanding of who you are and what you need in future relationships. Stoicism encourages us to develop resilience, both emotionally and mentally. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to recover from setbacks, and to keep moving forward despite challenges. A breakup is a test of your resilience. It's an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. The Stoics believe that every hardship is an opportunity for growth, and by cultivating resilience, you can emerge from heartache stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Remember, healing takes time. The Stoics understood that emotional wounds don't heal overnight. Patience is a virtue, and it's one that you must cultivate during the healing process. Don't rush yourself to feel better or force yourself to move on before you're ready. Trust that with time, reflection, and the application of Stoic principles, you will heal. Each day, focus on small steps of progress, whether that's practicing gratitude, engaging in self-care, or simply acknowledging your emotions without judgment. Let's take a moment to talk about boundaries. After a breakup, it's important to establish healthy boundaries with your ex, whether that means limiting contact, taking a break from social media, or creating space to focus on your healing. Stoicism teaches us the importance of protecting our inner peace. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about creating the space you need to heal and grow. Be kind to yourself by setting boundaries that allow you to focus on your own well-being. Finally, let's not forget the power of gratitude. Even in the midst of heartache, there is always something to be grateful for. The Stoics believed that practicing gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset and cultivate inner peace. After a breakup, focus on what you're grateful for, whether it's the lessons you've learned, the support of loved ones, or the opportunity to start fresh. Gratitude helps you stay grounded and reminds you that even in difficult times, there is beauty to be found. In conclusion, breakups and heartache are some of the most challenging experiences we face as humans. But by applying Stoic principles, you can navigate these challenges with wisdom, strength, and grace. Remember, you have the power to control how you respond to heartache. You can choose to let it break you, or you can choose to let it build you. By embracing Stoic wisdom, you'll find that heartache doesn't have to be the end. It can be the beginning of a new, stronger, and more resilient version of yourself.